Welcome to today's video. My name is Michael, and as you can see here, we have 4 pool cleaning robots right in front of us. So we're going to be running a couple of real-world tests in today's video to determine which one performs the best. But before we move on, I just want to say a huge thank you to Henry for letting us use the pool here in the Comfort Inn in Santa Monica so that we can make this video. So let's go meet the contestants. We're going to start off with the BeatBot Sora 70. Now this can actually run up to 5 hours on a single charge, has a 6,800 gallons per hour suction rating, and has the largest debris basket at 6 liters with a 150 micron filtration. This one's the MOVA A10. It's actually the cheapest option in this lineup. It has a runtime of 4 hours, a 6,000 gallon per hour suction rating, 3.5 liter debris basket, a 3 micron ultrafine filtration system. The iGarden M1 series. Now this has a runtime of 5.5 hours, has a 5,000 gallon per hour suction rating, and a 4.5 liter basket capacity that uses a dual filtration system. Last but not the least, we have the iPerScuba V3, which has the shortest runtime at 3 hours, but it does have a 4,800 gallon per hour suction rating. It also has a 3.5 liter debris basket that also uses a dual filtration system, basically combining a 180 micron and a 3 micron micro mesh filter. Now that we've met the contestants, it's time to run them through a couple of real-world tests, starting with suction power and debris collection, wall and waterline cleaning, navigation and pool coverage, and finally, filter access, maintenance, and overall ease of use. To compare these pool robots as fairly as possible, we needed a controlled testing environment. So we started by sectioning off half of the pool with the net. This allowed us to run each robot through the exact same conditions while still having enough time to observe their performance throughout the day. For our debris and suction test, we spread fine sand across the pool floor along with a mixture of leaves. We chose these materials because they represent 2 common types of debris pool owners deal with regularly: fine particles that can be difficult to capture, and larger debris that challenges a robot's suction and filtration system. Wall and waterline cleaning was slightly more difficult to test because this pool is already very well maintained. Instead of measuring visible dirt removal, we focused on coverage, consistency, and how aggressively each robot appeared to scrub the waterline. To test the navigation and obstacle avoidance, we placed several pool toys of different sizes throughout the pool. While most pools won't constantly have obstacles sitting on the floor, pool toys provided a realistic way to evaluate how each robot reacts when something blocks its path. Would it recognize the object as an obstacle, avoid it, or attempt to vacuum it up? Before we began, each robot was paired with its companion app, updated to the latest firmware, and configured to run in floor, wall, and waterline cleaning mode. This ensured every robot was operating under the same settings and gave each one the opportunity to showcase its full capabilities. Each robot completed a single cleaning cycle under the same test conditions rather than running separate tests for each category. As the robots cleaned, we observed how effectively they removed the sand and leaves from the pool floor, how consistently they climbed and scrubbed the walls and waterline, and how they navigated around the pool toys placed throughout the test area. Because every robot encountered the same debris, obstacles, and pool environment during this cleaning cycle, we were able to compare their overall performance across all categories under nearly identical conditions. However, not everything went according to plan. When we initially placed the robots into the pool, both the iPer and iGarden performed as expected. They sank quickly, began navigating the pool, and started their cleaning cycles without issue. The MOVA, however, experienced some difficulties during setup. It repeatedly became stuck near the wall and failed to begin cleaning properly, requiring us to reposition it several times before it finally started operating normally. The biggest challenge came from the BeatBot. When we first placed it in the water, it simply refused to sink. We allowed it to float for nearly 10 minutes before removing it and attempting another firmware update. After updating, resetting, and repairing the BeatBot, we tried again and ran into the same issues. This process repeated several times throughout the day. In total, we removed, updated, and redeployed the robot multiple times, but it continued refusing to begin its cleaning cycle. Ironically, near the end of the testing, after we had finished most of our evaluations and simply wanted to clean up the remaining debris, the BeatBot finally began operating normally. It submerged, started vacuuming, and completed a cleaning cycle, mostly without issue, but it was still unable to show off its key feature of surface cleaning at all. While we won't factor setup anomalies alone into our final rankings, reliability during deployment is absolutely something worth considering when evaluating a robotic pool cleaner. Beyond cleaning performance, we also wanted to evaluate the ownership experience. To test this, we anonymously contacted each company's customer service with questions related to setup and troubleshooting. We intentionally had our video editor reach out through a personal account so that our experience would more closely reflect what a typical customer might encounter when seeking help. While not every company offered 24/7 support, we found that Iper, BeatBot, and Mova all responded with a phone call within 24 hours of our inquiry. iGarden took a different approach, responding via email within 24 hours and then following up multiple times throughout the following week to ensure our questions had been resolved. We also evaluated how easy each robot's filter was to access, remove, clean, and reinstall after a cleaning cycle, and we also considered the charging experience in our maintenance and ease of use category. The one issue we did encounter across nearly all of the robots was app connectivity. Once the robots entered the water, the apps frequently disconnected, limiting our ability to interact with them during operation. Some offer the option to navigate the robot while deployed, but if the connection isn't available, then those features are moot. While this may have been influenced by the pool environment, it highlighted a real-world challenge many pool owners could encounter when relying on app-based controls. Okay, so it's the end of the day. We ran these through the gauntlet, and we definitely have some favorites. Like, I have some favorites. Let's go through each category and explain which one performed the best and which one didn't. And ultimately, at the end, we're gonna have to pick a winner. So the first category is suction power and debris pickup, basically how well it cleans the floor. I would have to say that the worst performer here would be the BeatBot because it just didn't seem to know what it's doing most of the time. The clear winner would be the Iper because it just did not discriminate. It just took everything into the filter tray and it's just done. The second one would be the iGarden. I think this one performed really well considering that I think this is just a little bit too aggressive. So this is a close second, I would have to say. The Mova was kind of disappointing because it was kind of kicking up the sand. I couldn't really explain why, but you can see that it was sucking up the sand. But at the same time, a lot of the sand was also coming out of like the top here. So I couldn't really explain it. So I wouldn't really say that it was cleaning as it was also making dirt. When it comes to the wall and waterline cleaning, the clear winner was the Iper because it was just very good at cleaning the waterline. It would stay up there and move a little bit to the side and clean the entire wall and the waterline. The iGarden performed almost as well. The only problem with the iGarden is that it would sometimes skip a few, I wouldn't say inches. Actually, some of them looked like a foot or 2 feet apart, and we don't really know why that was happening, but it still maintained that same level of cleaning the waterline and the wall. The Mova was kind of disappointing because it just kind of would float at the top and then go back down almost immediately. And the BeatBot was a complete disappointment. It did not do anything at all. When it comes to navigation and pool coverage, these two did really well. The iGarden did excellent. I think it was able to identify the dirt and debris and actually just vacuum it. The Iper did extremely well. However, it was to the point where it was a little too aggressive as it was also starting to just target toys, basically things that are not dirt, debris, sand, or leaves. These two didn't do as well. Actually, as a matter of fact, these two kept getting lost. The Mova just kept bumping into the wall, and the BeatBot honestly didn't really do much. When it comes to the filter and general maintenance or ease of use, the best one that performed would be the Iper. It just managed to catch everything, and as you can see here, it just took all the dirt and debris and just dumped it all into the filter tray. When it comes to maintenance though, and just ease of use, or how easy it is to clean, I would have to give it to the BeatBot just because of the simple filter design. You just pull it out and it's just right there, and you can hose it off and it's simple to use. These two were a little bit disappointing in the sense that, first of all, the MOVA was kicking up dirt as much as it was also cleaning it. And it just didn't manage to get a lot for, I don't know, for whatever reason. Maybe because it was also pushing the dirt out. And the iGarden, I just don't like the design of the filter. It's not as easy to open up. And you also have this other filter that you have to pry open to clean. So it's just not the best one, in my opinion. I do want to mention though that the BeatBot has a very special feature, which is a surface-only cleaning, where it's supposed to just float on the surface of the water and clean whatever debris is floating. It did not work. We actually had to pull the pool cleaner 3 times and then reset it and just reconnect it and did everything, even the updates, and it just did not work. So that's just something that's worth mentioning. Also worth mentioning is that we do love the iPer's charging stand. So it's so easy and convenient to have something like this. It's basically a dock where once you're done using this pool cleaner, you can just dock it and it'll start charging. And speaking of charging, the iGarden has a very interesting charging port in which that it's actually very difficult to open this up. I literally have to use 2 hands to pull the tab open, which is kind of frustrating. But I guess if I were to find a silver lining, then at least I know that it really is watertight sealed. I guess another upside to it is that the M1 series is known to have a really long-lasting battery, which also means that I don't have to keep charging it as much. So after doing all of those tests, I still have to pick one winner. Now these two performed the best among all of them. They cleaned and you can just trust them to do their job if you're out of the house. But I would have to go with the iPer being the best performing one just because it's so aggressive with cleaning everything. However, that also means that you have to make sure that there's nothing else in your pool other than dirt and debris. Otherwise, this thing might just see it and pick it up, and that might cause some problems. So if you want something that's a little bit more balanced, I think the safer bet would be the iGarden. I was not disappointed with how this one performed. It actually looks nice as well, easier to spot in the pool. So I think it's just a matter of risk. I'm not really sure what your conditions are at home, but I think these two are really, really good. Now, I have to also mention the MOVA though, because I did test this before and for whatever reason, it did not perform as well as it did in my previous test. Now, I can only guess that the conditions were very different. I'm closer to the beach, so we had some sand and different types of debris. And for whatever reason, this just did not perform as well as when I first tested it. But I will still say that this is a really, really good option, especially if you're on a budget. Because at the end of the day, this thing is still half than what this one costs, and this one didn't really do much. That being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was actually a lot of work, but thank you for watching. Everything will be down below in the description box so you can check them out for yourself. And don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you again on the next one.